No matter how it may seem, no one has control over your life except for you. This is not personal, financial, or life advice. We're just a couple of guys and an occasional guest talking out loud. Welcome to the What Are We Doing podcast.
What's up?
Yo.
Another morning. Back at it.
Another day, another dollar.
Who am I?
Let them know. I mean, you know best, right?
I'm Hansome Kelly. I'm here with my co-host, Kadeem
Yo,
Brown.
what's up? Kadeem Brown. Back live in the flesh, back like I never left. What's up, everyone?
You got it. You messed up last episode, but there you go. Sounds a lot better. This is What Are We Doing podcast.
What's up, everyone? How's everybody's week going? How's your week going?
It's going really good.
That's good.
We got a special guest today, though.
Yeah, another
very
special guest.
This right here is going to be a very important episode. I don't even want to say much. Let's go straight into it.
I hear you.
Actually, the name sounds familiar though. Last name is Russ.
Yeah.
Didn't we have somebody like that before?
We got the whole family coming now.
Didn't we have somebody like that before?
We had the whole family coming out.
Warren Ross, aka Teacher Ross, in the building.
AKA Joy Juice in the building. Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Nah, it's a pleasure. Thank you for coming out. We appreciate it, bro. We definitely appreciate it.
But Warren Ross though, who's the other Ross that was on the show?
So that was my brother, my younger brother, LZ, the financial extraordinaire, doing big things.
That's what's up. He definitely is doing big things out there. We appreciate you guys for coming, sharing some gems. Yo, I got to get in this family somehow. Right? Y'all family rock
is doing something. How many are out there?
It's got E4, 6 of us. You have my father. You have myself, LZ, Elijah. You have Jawan Ross, my son. You have my next son, Kimani Ross. You have my next son, Wayne Ross. And you have my nephew.
I thought he was
going to say my next son.
Yeah. I have three. But the Rosses is a lot of males. And I have my sister, Andrea Ross. She's the queen of the Ross foundation that we building right now.
Strong family.
Nice. So where you from, bro?
From Jamaica, Queens.
Southside.
We outside.
Yeah, Jamaica, Queens, home of the best rappers. Debate.
The very best.
Debatable. Yeah, home of the best rappers, Queens.
That's what's up. That's what, man. What do you do now?
Now, currently, I'm an educator, public school teacher.
Okay, how's that
Joyful.
How long you been doing that for?
Going on 17 years now.
Congrats.
Going on 17 joyful years now.
I know you guys can't see it right now, but this guy looks like he's about 26 years old.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know when he started. I don't want to throw his age out there, but this guy's been teaching since I was 4.
Where do you teach? Where do you teach at?
I teach at High School of Construction, CTEA. Shout out to all the hardworking students out there. Some of my students, I'll get this to you. But yeah, CTEA, High School of Construction, Trade, Engineering, and Architecture.
That's over there by Atlantic, right?
Right off Atlantic and 104th. Yeah, right, Richmond Hill area.
Okay, and teaching is something you always wanted to do?
Negative. It wasn't something I ever planned to do. I actually consider myself embracing my calling, if you will.
Okay. So hold on. Let's rewind.
Take it back.
Let's start from the beginning.
Sorry, I stole your joke.
That was bad, though. We gonna pretend nobody heard that either, so you got lucky. All right, so let's start from the beginning. You're from South Jamaica, correct? All right, let's go from South Jamaica. Your upbringing, your calling that you felt what it was, and then how you got into teaching. Let's do that.
All right, so born and raised in Queens, New York, Jamaica, to teenage parents, 15 and 16. Raised by my grandmother in the 80s. I'm an 80s baby during the time when the crack epidemic was chaotic and crazy.
That's a real South Side,
80s baby.
You don't know nothing about South Side.
How old are you?
45.
No, you're not.
45
This
years
guy
old.
look like he's 22.
Grandma's jeans. You know, 45.
What do you eat?
Oatmeal.
What's the diet like?
Oatmeal, yoga, jogging. 45, yeah.
That's that New York water.
That's not that Long Island water. I can definitely tell it's not Long Island. All right, let's not get caught up. Let's go back
appreciate
to
the gratitude.
So keep going. You said 80s baby.
80s baby. As I said, grew up in Queens at a time when it was chaotic and crazy. A lot of drugs, a lot of drug using, a lot of drug selling. Even had some of that within my own life. You know, I've seen it in my own life. So as a teenagers, 15, 16, I spent a lot of time with my grandmother.
Right.
And so didn't see my mother and father that much. And so for a long time, I just felt angry and abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I say I had a good fortune, a lot of education, sports, and determination. I say saved my life.
Why so?
Well, the education aspect, though my mother wasn't around a lot, having me at 16, she was off, getting herself together, working hard to provide for me, living with my grandmother. My mother maintained me with a tutor. While other kids was outside playing, I had to sit upstairs in the hot room and learn. Hated every minute of it. Hated her
But you respected it later, didn't you?
Love her to death. Tell her every day while I'm standing in front of that classroom. Tell kids every day I'm glad she did it.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
It definitely paid off. The good fortune came from being angry at my parents for not being around, thinking nobody wanted to be there for me. My grandmother always told me, listen, the Bible say honor your parents and your days will be longer. I said if it wasn't for my grandmother, God bless her dead, I think I would have really, really, really been disgusted with my parents. But again, they was teenagers. 15, 16 years old. When I became a parent, first thing I called them and told them is I love you, I respect you, and let's grow from here. I don't love them for who they are, who I want them to be. I just love them for who they are.
Agreed. That's good.
So then moving on into, my grandmother providing me with that information, step outside, get caught up in the 80s version of what's going on. You liable to step outside and see people using drugs, crack vials on the floor. But going back to the good fortune, as I said, a lot of those people who use drugs and sold drugs gave me some of the best advice in my life. Stay away from this, young fella.
Yep.
Go to school, young fella. Set your sights higher. You don't want to be around here, young fella. Sports came into my life.
Okay.
All right. Good fortune. Had a gym teacher named Mr. Alper at my elementary school.
What elementary school is that?
PS 86.
Okay.
Mr. Alper held a soccer tournament. I just could kick the ball really, really hard. Next thing I know, Mr. Alper signed me up for a soccer league. I'm now playing in a soccer tournament. Did good. First game, scored 4 goals. If you know anything about soccer, that's like putting up 50. That's like putting up 50. I didn't even know what I was.
I thought you were the team. He said himself.
I scored 4 goals. I didn't even know what I was doing. They just showed me what to do. I went direction, kicked the ball, put in the goal. They carried me off the field. Next thing I for real, the coaches was coming to pick me up. Man, I've been all on Long Island because they would come pick me up to play in tournaments. But I was out there feeling abandoned because nobody was there with me. Just me. They picked me up, dropped me off. I come home with my little MVP trophies, put it on grandma's little dining room set, and keep it moving. So from soccer, I participated in basketball.
Okay.
So it's about junior high school. I fell in love with basketball. That's when I met some other good people that was good fortune, which was some coaches. And that's when education connected from what my mother taught me. And they taught me that, listen, you won't be eligible if you don't pass your classes. So then my focus shifted to, okay, I got to make sure that I'm doing well. High school, went to Andrew Jackson, played ball. 10th grade, failed off. High school coach said, man, you ineligible. I said, what does that mean, coach? You can't play. I said, oh, wow, okay. First turning point in my life where I realized I would never fail again. I'll kill my own dream.
At that young age, what made you feel like you were listening to? Because a lot of people at the young age right now are not listening to older people, like not taking that advice from the older people. They like turn down. Like, what was in you that you feel like, let me listen to this guy?
I believe living with my grandmother was very spiritual.
Okay.
Hearing a lot about God. God wants you to do right. God wants you to do well. Stay focused. Stay on track. And that really, really had me thinking, this drug thing is not me.
Yeah.
I'm not built for this. I'm going to listen to what these individuals out here telling me, saying, you know what, stay away from this.
Right.
So I'm out here to older people. Plus, I was raised in a household to be respectful.
Yeah, okay.
Right? I'm from an era where kids are seen, not heard.
Yeah.
I was very obedient. So when a lot of older people spoke to me, I took heed to it. I really didn't even... At the time where I grew up, honestly, you didn't even really look grown men in the eyes. It was stay out of grown folks' business, young boy.
Yeah.
And we did that. It's a little different dynamic today, maybe because of so much information. These kids feel older than they are, so they feel like they grown already. So they're a little disconnected or confused with, take your time.
It's good perception.
Take your time. It's no hurry. You're going to want to be grown now. Then when you get grown, you're going to want to be young.
So tell me about it.
You don't want to be young. They say youth is wasted on young people. Youth is wasted on young people.
Jeez.
It's unfortunate.
I hear you. So you're in high school now. You getting eligible to play.
Getting eligible to play, but earn my starting spot back.
Okay.
Made it back on the team. Played 1 year high school ball, point guard.
Okay.
All right, so I was a giver. Didn't score a lot, but I played well. Coach Graham.
Yeah,
God bless the dead.
Where's that? What's high school at?
That's
Andrew Jackson now.
Okay.
Campus Magnet, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Still Jackson though. So from there, earned a scholarship to play college basketball. 2 years in Rochester, New York, where I met my coach, Jerry Burns, who gave me the first true lessons of hard work. He idolized Bob Knight. So if you know anything about Bob Knight, Bob Knight is like a fanatic, but he's a genius, all in the same. What they say is a fine line between insanity and genius. Yeah, he was in that.
He was on that line.
In that line. You know what I mean? He's definitely in that line. You know what I mean? Like, so working with him was first time I got to understand what it means to work hard if you want to win. And he pushed me. My will increased. So 2 years up there, and then I finished in South Carolina. Okay. Graduated, earned a degree in sociology, a BA in sociology. And then that's when I got into my educational aspect, where I began working with the youth, began substitute teaching, which led me to get a master's in education.
But what made you transition into that? Because you said you wasn't even thinking about being a teacher. So how did you what happened in your life that said I got to do this?
It was when I had my senior year in college. I had to take an intern for sociology, which means I had to work with some young people. Okay. And I wound up going to a junior high school in the afternoon. They had an after-school program. I had to go there. I had to work with them. I had to take notes and just talk about everything I was doing, take journal notes about what was going on at that school. And the students actually said to me, yo, you should substitute teach here. You'll be good to substitute teach. And you know the first thing I say, you crazy? Yeah. Teacher, nah, I'm doing this, get my degree, and I'm going back to New York. I'm going home.
What did you originally want to do? What was your plan? Like
MBA.
Okay.
MBA, that was it. Everything was working towards MBA. Even down there, when I was in school that last year, I was like, yeah, I can still go across seas.
Okay.
Go home, go to New York, playing some pro-am.
Professional.
Yeah, I wanted to make a living playing basketball.
Okay.
You know, so it didn't work, unfortunately, but I still wake up every morning and put that jersey on. And I'm in the league. It's just in a classroom, and I love it. I love it.
Bars.
Yeah. I don't have a job. I have joy.
So you keep saying joy. What is this joy about?
This joy is just a feeling of authenticity and being genuine. It's really just loving you for you, not concerned with what other people think of you. It's just you being you and not worried about what anybody think about you, how they feel about you. You're not concerned with what you... It's not negative, too. Let me just say that it's a positive mentality. Okay. You know, we'll get into that later, but the joy juice is a mentality. It's a way of life. More importantly, it's a spirit. But it's a positive way of life. It's a positive spirit, and it's a positive frame of mind.
Okay. So you got back. So now you're in South Carolina? You said
I'm in South Carolina with the young kids. Encouraging me to be a teacher. They giving me the joy juice. I didn't even know it. They like, you should be a teacher. You should be a teacher. So they obviously saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. Okay, yeah. And I took them up on it. You know, I was in the process of having my first son, Juwan, and I was staying with his mother, and it was right next door, actually, to where the school was.
How old were you at this time?
I'm 23.
Okay, nice.
23 years old. So I said, all right, let me go over there. How much they pay you? $55 a day? No problem. I could do that. Did what they asked me to do, and I came over there, and the assistant principal just kept calling me. Mr. Ross, can you come in today? Sure, no problem. Can you come in today? Sure, no problem.
You get money.
Exactly.
I get that money.
And then, you know, so I was like, excellent. So got there every day, went there every day, and my first day there, I didn't even dress up, man. I had like basketball.
Yeah, I didn't know
what to expect. I just like substitute teach. All I know is nobody's clowning me. That's all I know. Nobody's treating me like I treated substitute. That's all I know.
Yo, that would deter me. Like the way we grew up, and I'm sure it's even worse when you grew up. Like when you were so bad. Like
when you had a sub,
you went wow.
You walk in a room and you had a sub.
Free day.
Like,
she not here.
That makes you man. That makes your day.
Get excited. Like
that was the best part of school.
That's fact.
Coming to school, you got a sub, you good. Especially when you do the homework or nothing. You got an extra day cheating.
You're happy that the teacher's not there. You like, and so now I'm this teacher coming in, and so I don't know what to expect. To be honest, I'm just like,
oh, you know it's gonna be fresh.
I'm like, let me get my $55, and I ain't had nothing else to do because the internship was my final class. It wasn't until after school, so I could go to class there. And I would fill up my time during the day.
Okay.
So that's how I got into it. And my first day in there, I sat down. I remember looking at the students, and I said, listen, I'm just going to tell y'all right now, I don't want no problems. Sit down, do your work. This is what the teacher left for you. I don't want no problems.
I'm trying to get my $55 to be out.
You know why I'm here.
Exactly. That's the truth. You know I was like, yo, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. That's it. And now, so I'm talking,
right?
And they like, where you from? You're from up north. You're from New York. You got an accent. I'm like, I know you have an accent. I'm like, nah. They like, no, you got an accent. I'm from Queens, New York. And then all of a sudden they began gravitating to me, and it became just conversational. You know, well, you see rappers and what it's like in New York. It was just infatuation with this New York. Yeah, and they was just curious. And I guess at that time, of course, hip hop is not as big as it is now. We talking 98.
Yeah.
So it was, you know, it's coming up, but in the South wasn't.
It wasn't.
I don't
big.
think it was popular. Outkast might have been doing their thing, but New York was the genre and the mecca.
And a lot of good rappers are from your area, so it was nothing to bump into one of them. So like. And
growing up, I seen LL.
Of course, they all live right on the block. Yeah,
it's home of the best rappers. You know, debate. I'm sorry. You know, so I was just telling my experience, and I didn't mind talking. It was positive, but the time was going by.
Yeah,
and they was orderly. It was keeping them calm. There wasn't no problem. So he kept calling me back. I kept going, and what I found out was when I graduated in New York, they was paying $110 a day. I was like, I know what I want to do. Okay, I don't gotta do no lesson plans. All I gotta do is keep the class under control.
And then, what the thing is that too, I want you guys to actually listen to it. He did it over and over, building a repetition. It's not like he just came out of nowhere and became a great substitute teacher. He went in day by day, built up the repetition, built up the skill set, and also got the kids to do what he wanted them to do.
I did. I mean, also said to myself, you know, I'm not going to teach the way I was taught. I grew up in an era where basically it was rigid. It was rote. You did what they said. You sat what they said. You wrote how they told you to write. You didn't have no creativity. You didn't have any opportunity to feel empowered because it was dictatorial.
Okay.
So I trusted him. I had confidence in him. I was looking at myself. The school I was at was a low-level school. A lot of the students that came there, I mean, it was really down south. Okay. Tough environment. Even when I came up to New York, I worked at my former junior high school.
What part of South Carolina was that?
I was in Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Okay.
Thank you for asking that question.
No worries,
Shout out to Spartanburg. Good place down there. Yeah. Hot.
We got some listeners out there now.
So now we're going to get some. We're going to share the juice down there as well. So I wasn't afraid to do it, but at the same time, after about 2-3 times, I enjoyed it.
Right.
The energy of the youth was propelling me to be like, yeah, this is not too bad.
Yeah.
You know? It wasn't as hard as I thought it was. You know, growing up, you see teachers, they job look like, I don't never want to do that.
Of course, that's what I'm thinking right now. Like, if I had to teach myself, that was not happening. I would have threw somebody out the classroom.
That's why we get them summers off.
Yeah, that's facts. I respect it.
But it's a joyful profession. You know, the sharing the success of young people is nothing better than that.
Like I was saying, like younger, you had like older people connect to you and really like tell you and guide you, and you listen to them. What do you feel like some tools that you use now to connect to the young people now? Like, 'cause it's a different age right now. So how are you connected to the young people to like push them or inspire them? Because I mean, I try to tell young people all the time, but I don't know if they're listening to me. Right. They're still going out there doing the same old thing. So what do you feel like is the real keys to getting to them?
Well, first and foremost, a lot of the young people, especially in the age I teach high school, they changing every day. They still, it's hard to convince them that you're still growing up.
Yeah, okay.
Relax. Like, you know, there is a thing called puberty. Your voice is going to change. And I teach 9th grade. I'm like, next year you're going to look different. You might even sound different. Your body might change. You might be taller. You might gain a little weight, you know, but this is the process. Just don't force it. Don't cram it into a square, into a circle. So, earning their trust, right? Just saying to them, listen, I got faith in you. I'm gonna give you enough room to choke yourself, but at the end of the day, my number one job is safety.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and so I tell them, within parameters, this is your class, our school. I am the overseer in sense of making sure you, ladies and gentlemen, prosper. But I want you to just feel 100% comfortable to be yourself.
Yeah.
Be open, no fear, speak your mind, share, debate, challenge. It's okay. So one of the things I teach them, or at least I express to them, is be yourself. It's okay to be yourself. That's one thing for sure that I think works when people don't care what you know till they know you care.
That's true.
Especially with the young generation, they skeptical. You know, there's so much going on. There's so much confusion, so much misinformation, so much bullying and what they deal with. So I'm just a positive source of energy. Really, it's corny.
Of course,
you know, it's corny because it's not fashionable. It's not flashy. It's just consistent positivity. So, leading with positivity first is, I think, something that's very powerful, and letting them know that you have a voice.
Yeah,
you are somebody. Your voice matters. No one in here is more important than anybody, not even me.
Right.
Even though I'm the teacher, I don't have a job without you.
Of course, yeah.
So it's together, you and I. It's a us thing. So let's grow. Let's grow. We just happen to be learning. I'm only with you 45 minutes a day. That's it.
Let's
make the best of it.
Let's maximize it.
What subject do you teach? I don't think we.
History.
History. Okay.
Ooh,
Historian.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, of course.
Positively passed.
You surpassed
You answered the question. Gave extra credit.
I don't want to ramble.
Yeah, 105 on that.
No, that's good stuff. All right. So you're teaching now. What else do you do outside of teaching?
Jog.
Okay, yeah.
I don't have time to play ball no more. I can't afford the energy. I mean, the injury, if you will. I got to go to work the next day. So, I can't afford to pull no Achilles, tear no ACLs. And now moving into this motivational, inspirational, informational kind of speaking.
Okay, dope.
How'd you get into that?
Again, embracing the calling. If I can in like a quick minute, going back to my upbringing, one thing I always did was just talk a lot. For a long time, I thought my first name was Shut Up. My last name was Be Quiet. My nickname was You Talk Too Much. Because every section of my life from childhood inside my household, shut up, be quiet, you talk too much. But I was just inquisitive, asking questions.
How do you feel about that? Like that type of feedback growing up when all you hear is, as you just said, shut up. You thought that was your first name. As you just said, first name, last name. Shut up, be quiet. You talk too much. How did that affect you as a child growing up? So from that transition to what you're doing now.
Correct, and that's what I was going to lead up to, because it went from there to when I stepped outside with the inner circles. I was the guy where, you see him coming up the block, like, oh, here he comes. Like, this guy never shut up. He's always talking. Everybody knows somebody like that. That's going on in school, your adult circles, your work circles. Like, this guy here, talk a hole in your head. But it was innocent. It was positive. It was just speaking. It frustrated me because for a long time, it affected my confidence because I didn't want to talk. I felt like my voice was being shut down. I felt like I was being kicked to the side. You don't matter. You're being denied, and you're just being inquisitive. You're just curious. You're just opinionated. You talking sports, and you have an opinion about sports, and I was passionate. Yeah. So a lot of people like, you think you know everything. No, I'm just sharing. This is what I think. But everybody don't want to hear what you think. They don't. When I play ball, again, I was connecting it to what led me into the motivational speaking. Playing basketball, I never was a shooter.
Okay.
My own phrase is, I don't shoot a lot, just play well. What I did do a lot of, I was assist giver. Assist mean to give. Again, I was sharing. And I would work out 150 off the dribble, 150 without the dribble, pull up free throw line, pull up three, get in the game and shoot one time. People like, yo, why you not shooting?
Yeah.
Yo, you talk a shake, bake, lose. I was just a playmaker, penetrate dish. It just wasn't me. It was more, I was just a giver. And the second thing was, of course, if I did give you that rock and you messed up, you know what I was doing. But I'm like, what you doing? Oh, you can't make the layup. Nobody wanted to play with me. Shut up. Be quiet. You talk too much. Okay. So now as I get older, and then I do graduate and from college and become a teacher. Yeah. You know what they say now.
You don't talk enough.
Nah.
Shut up, you talk too much.
Oh, you still say that?
Be quiet. He talk too much. I catch you saying it in the hallway. Or I catch you walking
you that teacher. He's that teacher. We all had that teacher.
Everybody know a teacher like that.
We all had that teacher.
I gotta go see Mr. Ross. He talk too much.
We had that teacher.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly.
And it's history, too.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I started listening.
Yeah.
And I started reflecting. I was like, you know what? And this is where the connection to the joy juice is. I do talk too much. But I won't shut up. And I won't be quiet. Because I'm not talking, I'm speaking. When you talk, some people talk just because they have a mouth. You're just going on and on and on. People who speak have something to say. Everything that I was saying to those people, to all of those individuals, I want to give another quick story. I played soccer, I told you, right? You know anything about soccer, when the other team score, you got to bring the ball to the midline. To take it out and attack the other team that scored on you. I was a forward. So I was right forward. I'm supposed to be up after they score. I'm in the back talking to the goalie. All I remember is people saying, like, Warren, come on.
Yo, this
Like,
Because you know soccer, the time don't stop.
Yeah, don't stop the soccer. And I'm back there, I'm about 10 years old, and I'm talking to him, probably saying, trying to be inspirational, motivational, informational. Yo, don't let him score. Don't let him do this. Soon as I was like, oh, let me jog up about 20 yards, get back so he could take the ball out. You know what he probably said when I walked up.
shut up.
Shut up. God, be quiet. You're not the coach. What you doing back there?
Player coach.
Go up there and play right field. They scored a goal. You know, so just as I reflected on my life, looking back, and I was like, yo, yeah, I'm going to use my gifts as a gift and not as a curse.
Mm-hmm.
I will minimize how much I talk, but I will make it in a more effective way to reach people.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, this is what I was sent to do. I wanted to go to the NBA. I worked out crazy to shoot the ball, never shot, but I broke assist records. I'm a passionate giver.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's my calling, to give.
Mm-hmm.
This inspirational speaking is not something that I wanted to do, but it's what I've been doing with students all the time. Again, I work with low-level students.
Okay.
Students who came in and just down, out.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a school with children who was pregnant.
Okay.
Teenagers pregnant. I mean, you know, in South Carolina,
Okay.
rough environments where students didn't want to come to school, but would come to school and tell me, Ross, you brought me to school today, Ross. I came to see you
That's
today,
powerful.
Ross. And I'm like,
That's powerful.
you did? You're like, yeah. I'll tell you another true powerful story, and I don't hold you up. About 3 weeks ago, about before the end of schools, end of June, hot day. I'm driving down past York College, pulling up to a light. I get to the light, and people in this particular area always come to the car asking for it. Always come to the car.
I know what you're talking about.
That's New York. That's
Oh,
New York
over
101.
I'm like, you gotta have a house somewhere, man. No way you poor looking like that, man. Come on, man. You're here every day.
I see
man.
some
How you
people
keep
fresher
it-
than me out there. I'm
yo.
gonna hold you.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, and I'm such a giver. When I don't give, I feel funny. You know, I'm type person. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna do that today. But it's not me, right? So anyway, this particular day, I'm tired. My windows down, radio's blasting. I'm like, I hope the light change to green before he get to me, so I won't feel real weird about myself.
Yeah.
Of course, he gets to me.
Of course.
He's giving his pitch. Yo, you know, can I get
His
some
pitch.
money? Can I get a quarter? Da. And then he goes, yo, Mr. Ross.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
So now I'm leery. Cut my music down. Yo, who you?
Uh-huh.
He got the Rick Ross beard, all you know, you know, I don't know the name they call it now, but you know the beard on their face, and I'm looking at him like, yeah, a beard. Keep it plain and simple. And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, because I can't make behind all the hair, I can't see who he is.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, I remember everything. I used to rap, right? So I used to give the students my CD. I used to rap.
Yo, you really from
I
Southside.
used to rap. I used to give the students my CD.
Yo, that is a Jamaican hustle, bro.
Right.
It's really
I decided I wasn't play ball no more. I was like, hey, you know,
he said the
maybe I-
students,
like-
though.
Yeah, I used to give the students the CD.
Give us to your parents.
I'm like, if the students like it, it's gonna be good because they gonna tell me the truth. They gonna say, Ross, you're trash. If you're trash, I ain't giving it to none of my uncles, my cousin. I'm giving it
You
to
gotta
the
respect
people
the hustle right
who
there.
will
man.
tell
That
me
is
if
jokes.
You gotta
it's
respect the
garbage.
hustle.
Right.
That's jokes.
I like the youth
What was
because they more genuine.
What was your rap name? George Juice?
Nah. It should have been Joy Juice. What was it? I think it was Teacher Ross. I think
Teacher
know?
Ross.
Teacher Ross.
was your thing, like the,
Yeah, just I was like, I'm gonna be me. But I didn't pursue that. I think I was Kanye before Kanye. Kanye had better beats. You know what I'm saying? I don't think nothing I was saying was whack. I didn't really put 100% in it because I felt like I'd be hypocritical if I'm teaching and pushing students to
rap.
not
His
be
lifestyle.
street and not be like that. But I come from the streets and I really want to be like, yeah, she's this, but I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. So it wasn't authentic for me. So I
Yeah.
don't think it worked. I couldn't put 100% in. But back to the student, like I
Yeah.
said, he's like, I remember everything. I remember the CDs. I remember. So I'm like, how old are you? He's like, I'm 30-something. So now I'm calculating. I'm like, when I was 30, so I must have been at 217. I'm like, okay, so he must know.
Oh, you
me
got to
from there.
17?
Yeah.
I went there.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my first place I started teaching.
Really? What year?
1998.
So, who's
98.
Miss Green. Was the
I
principal.
remember Miss Green. No. I don't remember who the principal was. Oh, but I think Miss Green.
Miss Green was the computer.
You know Miss Woodward?
Yeah.
Miss Woodward. She was mean too, but she was so firm. She
Yeah.
taught a lot of vibes.
Huh.
I don't remember who the principal was, but it was a female. It was a female. But yeah, I went to 217 when they had ninth grade, from seventh grade to ninth grade, and then that was my first teaching job when I came back there. And I met my educational mentor from there, who actually talk about that good fortune. He actually is the reason why I became a teacher, because for some reason he saw me.
What's his name?
His name was Gregory Elo.
Mr. Elo?
Mr. Elo. You heard that name before?
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
He passed away, though. He passed away, man. You know,
he probably knew who it was.
Yeah, it wasn't for him. But
yeah.
But it was the irony of back to the story about the guy that's talking about the powerful connection where, you know, as an educator, you have the power to instruct or correct. And you never know the impact that you have on people's lives. I always say to the students, you never put me in a song to be like, yeah, you told me I wouldn't make it. You know, I said, if you will congratulate me or acknowledge me, because I'm gonna give you all the energy I possibly can to encourage you to be the best you could be.
Let's get back to those. All right, so the people that we had a discussion about, the people on the side of the road, and like who's always asking for money.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah. So let's bring you in this conversation. I don't think we've talked about it on the podcast yet.
Never have. No, I think we have one.
People on the side of the road.
Like people that are
coming
always,
up to the car.
That's a normal thing. Every corner, somebody's in New York asking for money.
Correct. My thing is that I make money faster than them, and faster than a lot of people. So it doesn't hurt me to give you $1, because I know I can make this way quicker than it was going to take you to go to somebody else. So when they come to me and they say, you know, can I have it? All right, I just give them $1.
$1 though, not a quarter, 50 cents.
I don't. Whatever he has.
Yeah. All right, cool.
All right. So my take on this is, if you're coming to my window asking me for money, I work hard for my money.
Correct.
I bust my ass. Like I got home at 6 o'clock today in the morning, a couple of hours ago, because I was out working for all the change that I have.
Right.
I feel like I'm enabling you to not do anything and to beg and not better yourself if I'm just constantly taking money out of my pocket and giving it to you. Yeah, I understand charity, giving back to the community. I feel like there's other ways in giving back to community rather than enabling that behavior. Because for me, giving you money, that's me saying, yo, it's okay to be on the side of the road. It's okay to be in the position that you're in.
Right, and because of this conversation, because we had a little debate that turned into a conversation,
right.
Because of that, actually changed my thought and actually go about doing it. Now, instead of it depends. I might say, like, if you're hungry, if I have some food, I'll give them food.
That's what I'll do, yeah.
But it also boils down to, how'd you get here? Like, what wrong decision did you do to put you in a situation? And then from there, I mean, so I'm not gonna have a full conversation if I'm at the light, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'll probably just say like give them some type of advice on what to do to get some food, that we don't have to keep going around and begging people.
So
I actually did get that from you.
Yeah. And another funny story is when I told him about that, like what I will do is, like, sometimes if I'm walking to the corner store, yo, come in, I'll buy you food. I'll get whatever you want. I got it. I don't care if it costs $20. I don't care if it costs $30. Get whatever you want. Take care of yourself.
Yeah, he spent $50 you spent?
I don't know. One guy I did this to, and I spent a lot of bread. It's nothing for, like, I got you. Right. Take care of yourself.
Nice.
So I get him everything he wants. I'm like, you sure you don't want anything? It's cold outside too. Yo, get some cup of noodle soup. Get this, that. Boom. Left the store. Didn't think anything. Get in my car. I get a call. So now I'm on the phone talking on my phone. It's probably like 5 minutes past, 10 minutes past. I see the guy coming back with all the groceries I just bought him. Goes to the counter and returns everything and gets the cash.
Smart guy.
And I'm just like, yo, you just fucked it up for everybody. Now nobody's getting anything out of me no more.
My whole thing right
I thought I was feeling good being there. I'm like, nobody's getting anything no more. Anything.
I remember that.
I was so sick, like so sick.
I remember that. He was doing a good thing, and he took it a step higher. Let me chime in to what I'll tell you about the young man who came to the window.
Yeah.
I said, yo, I asked him the same question. Yo, what are you doing here? He said, yo, Mr. Ross, man, I'm sick, man. I've been in and out of hospitals. I'm schizophrenic. Like, you know, I messed up.
Yeah.
I said, okay, gave him what I gave him, kept it moving. Let me tell you what I usually do.
Yeah,
when people walk up on me on the street, ask me for money, I'll be like, give me 5 push-ups. Not to insult you or to humiliate you.
Yeah.
Just the fact that if they get down and do the push-ups, I give you the money, because then I know you're serious about your money.
Yeah.
And I use the same philosophy you do. I work hard for mine. I'm not giving it away to you.
Yeah.
So the fact that you even get down to do the push-ups, I won't let you do it. Some people, I was like, all right, give me 5 push-ups.
Yeah.
And they get down, they bust them out. Here you go. And I keep them moving. I had my son with me one time. They're like, Dad, why would you do that? I said, no, I work for mine. He has to work for his.
Exactly.
I actually saw, I think it was a post, Meek Mill did that, I think, in Philly, and he got a lot of backlash at that. And I didn't understand why he got backlash at that, because he's doing like I just said the same philosophy. Like if you really want this, you're gonna work for it.
That's it.
Yeah. It's not as if I'm giving you like it's an exchange.
Right.
Like I'm giving you money for work. That's actually what a job is.
For service. And I'm the first person, like if there's people selling water on the side of the road, I'm the first person to reach them. I don't need a water. I'll buy
just
water because I know you're doing
generous.
it. Like I'm the first person to I'll support you because you're doing something. But if you're coming to me with your hand out, for me, the only way I'm exchanging my money is for service.
Right.
If you come with me and you're trying to clean my windows, I'll give you bread. Like but don't come to me with your hands out.
Like
nobody with their hands out gets fed to me.
I don't like
that's my
the
philosophy.
The window thing because they don't ask you no more.
They don't ask you. But I'll still respect the hustle though.
That's not respect.
At least you work.
At least you work.
No.
Cleaning your window.
No, at least
you're not just begging. You're not just asking.
Do you want your windows clean?
They be doing a horrible job to leaving mad streaks.
Leave your window worse than it was before you.
Now I gotta get a car wash.
And I gave you money. Now I gotta spend money.
That's how they get you. It's like they force you to. Nah, I don't like that. Always get back to
So you see him and you just and what was he saying?
So like I said, so his I asked him the same question, man. How'd you get in this position? What are you doing out here? How old are you? So I'm 30. He said, "Yo, I'm sick." Is what he said. He said he had a lot of problems. He's schizophrenic was the actual language he used. So I said, man, it happens. Yeah. And that's one thing I say to the students: don't think that person who's on that corner, picking out that trash or coming up to that car, didn't at one time sit right where you're sitting at.
Yup, or is any less than you.
I doubt if they were saying, I can't wait to pick out that garbage can when I'm 30. I can't wait to go up to those cars and say, hey, can I get $1, please? Nah, they had some trauma in their life maybe, or they made some bad decisions in their life maybe, or whatever the case may be. We don't know. We don't ever know what people are going through, and they're not always going to tell you.
Right, that's true.
But it happens. And it could be one of us.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So tomorrow, man, it could be one of us. So that was like a time where I was like, okay, this teaching thing is powerful. I might not remember them, but they remember me.
Facts.
And I was like, wow. So now, moving into the current time period of my life, I'm like, okay. So if I've been doing all of this talking, I just characterize it as it's informational, it's motivational, it's inspirational. I've been listening to a lot of motivational speaking over the last year.
Name some of them.
Les Brown, Zig Ziglar,
legends,
Eric Thomas,
legends.
These individuals. And if I could jump in and say, I worked at a school in Brooklyn. When I graduated from South Carolina, I came home teaching at 217. Stayed for 5 years. My mentor, who passed away, Greg Elaw, helped me become a certified teacher that I never planned on doing in my life. My son, who was born when I left in 98, came up to New York to get myself established to help him.
Dope.
When I got certified, he was going to kindergarten, starting 5th grade. I was like, I want to be there and make sure that he get off to the right start. So I went back down to South Carolina. Was fortunate enough to get a job down there and wound up staying down there for 8 years. Originally, you said I'm only going to go for about 3 or 4. Wound up being on there for 8.
Yeah.
Came back up to New York in 2011. Landed in Brooklyn, East Flatbush. Tough. Was at a charter school. Tough. Those students turned me into a new person. Yeah. While I was at that school one day, I was walking around and they cleaning up, and I seen some book. I was cleaning up. I seen this book. The book said the no complaining rule. I said, just caught my attention. The no complaining rule. So let me read this. I made it my bathroom book. Anybody out there listening, get you a bathroom book. I tell my students all the time, I'm like, if you're going to be there for a while, you might as well read. You'll probably read about 2-3 books a month, believe it or not.
I believe it.
Right? You'll probably read about 2-3 books a month. It'll do you some justice, all right? So I'm reading a no complaining rule, and this one, he's like, yo, get on the positive bus. Yeah. In that school,
get on the positive bus.
Get on the positive bus.
That's different.
So my mentality was, what bus you on? I'm on the positive bus. It was all about being solution-oriented, not problem-oriented. You either part of the problem or you part of the solution. Yeah. It's easy to complain. The no complaining rule was every time you complain, you had to put $1 in the complaining jar. People do what he called useless complaining. But he had like it could be, but, I'm in traffic. I can't. But at least I got a car to be in traffic. It's nothing new under the sun. It's inspirational speaking. It's just I'm saying it. And I'm just adding on. Yeah. So that no complaining rule changed my mentality to, you know what? These students that was in this East Flatbush school was tough. they was bringing this raw, negative energy day in, day out, and I was meeting it with raw, negative energy day in, day out, yelling, screaming, threatening.
Fire and fire them. Yeah.
Wasn't successful.
Of course, yeah.
Fire and fire.
Read the book and was like, you know what? I'm going to be jovial. I'm going to be jolly. I'm going to be jubilant. I'm going to look silly to these kids. I'm going to give them the total opposite. Enthusiastic. Meet them at the door. Good morning. How you doing? How you feeling? How's your day? Yo, it changed everything. Handshaking them when they come in. Now they looking for a handshake.
Yeah.
Praising them. Yo, good job. Way to go. Nice job.
Now they want to work harder.
They was looking forward to it. The positivity outweighed the negativity.
Of course.
And that was in 2011. So then a couple of years ago, but like it's about 2 years ago, when I really started getting back into this, listening to the motivational speaking, I was like, I think I'm gonna go live one day. Everybody was doing Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Kind of like when I did the rap, and I was like, I don't want to do it. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
You know, I was just always on that mentality. I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to blaze my own lane, be a pioneer. But we took a trip with my school in construction to Europe.
Okay, nice.
And you know, I got a kind of fear flying. I didn't when I was younger. I guess getting older, you're like, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, but I said, yo, I asked God. I said, God, you know, all you spiritual and non-spiritual people out there. I said, if I get back safely, when I get back, I'm going on live and I'm just gonna start talking. I'm just gonna speak what I gotta say. As Big say, spit your game, talk your, you know. I said, I'm just gonna do it, and whatever comes of it, comes of it. So be it. People been telling me, my wife, just go on and talk. Other people go on and talk, and I'm like, But it was just like when I played ball, I was hesitant. I didn't let it fly.
It's hard to get out of your comfort zone.
It's just,
Yeah, it is.
I said, I'm taking that step.
Yeah,
and when I came back last year, I did. And I just started going on, and it just was like, I'm like, how could I express this? And I was just enthusiastic. I heard Jim Valvano say, you know, nothing great is ever achieved without enthusiasm. So I'll get on there, I'm clapping. What's up, everybody? This is the Joy Juice Broadcast Network. This is where the joy live. You're having a bad day. You're having a hard time. We all go trials, tribulations. Tune into the Joy Juice. Send me in some positive quotes. Let's lift each other up. I'm the Viagra of positivity. I gotta lift you up. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? So it was all about just raw energy, raw positivism. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to call it the Joy Juice Broadcast Network. Nice. So I did it Wednesdays, Sundays.
What was the platform you were doing it on?
I was doing it on Facebook Live.
Okay, nice.
I was doing it on Facebook Live. And so I just had some basic, like, trust your vision. It was all about internal, you. It was all, how could you become a better you? I was like, go to the University of I, study yourself, reflect on yourself, master yourself. You can never love yourself till you learn to love yourself. And how do you learn to love yourself? You examine yourself. Stop pointing straight ahead. Curl your finger, point at you. So whatever you get into, if it don't work out, or if it do work out, what did you do that led to that? What role did you play in it?
Right.
And what could you have done better? Or what could you have not done to cause it to go to whichever way it went to? And so it's trust your vision. Don't be lazy. Be amazing. The willing will win. It's worthy to work on it. All just self-aspirational, ambitious, just pushing and pushing. Took it to school, you know, same thing, clapping it up. They didn't know it was the Joy Juice because I still was a little hesitant to mix the two. You know what I'm saying? I'm an educator. You know, I don't know if I need to be doing that. You know, again, what? Doubting. Second guessing. For all I know, this motivational speaking could push me where I like, take a sabbatical. Like, I need to come back.
Of course, yeah.
You know, so this is just youth empowerment. I'm like, you know, I'm doing this for the youth. I'm gonna encourage the youth and give them everything that I feel like I missed out on.
Yeah, I often tell H, like, yo, a lot of the motivational stuff, a lot of the positivity, it all comes from the same place, all derives from the same place. We like forward it to the Bible, and then you have like Think and Grow Rich, and then you have all these books. It's all the same thing. I feel like what makes a good, really a motivation speaker or a person like a personal development speaker is your experience, and that's what it comes down to. Like your experience. How can you connect? Because we were talking about like speaking and things like that, and we were like, a lot of times when you go speaking, a lot of the people that I listen to, because I'm going to eventually venture into that, they say like a lot of people go out there and try to connect with the whole crowd, and which is like the completely wrong thing to do. You want to use your experience to connect with that one person. In that, if it's a room of 1 million people, if it's a room of 100,000 people, you want to use your experience to connect with one person, and that's why I can see like you have your connection and you have the experience and you have the history to put it in your own concept to make it the joy juice and stuff like that. So that's dope right there. Which
can I say something?
Of course.
I have this one line that I would say to them is, I'm not trying to hold you up.
Yeah.
I'm just looking to lift you up. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
But it is for somebody.
Yeah.
And connecting to what you said, if it changes one person's
that's
day,
it. Your job is done.
That's all you need.
You
Your
succeeded.
job is done.
That's easy.
That's all you need. That one person.
That one person in school might become the senator that might mention my name
just from that one talk that you did with him. Change his life just from that one talk you did with him.
Just for that one, man. Anybody you come in contact with, anybody listening you come in contact with, call somebody you ain't spoke to in a long time.
Yeah.
Don't wait for them. You know what I'm saying? Speak on whatever it is that you want to speak on, but push them.
Which is super important. So what are some like short-term things that you're looking towards now?
So right now I'm moving into expanding the Joy Juice, getting on all the local social media networks, working with my brother who's the social media genius, putting some short videos together. Teacher Ross on the Instagram. They say what take you get 1 minute. I'm a little Instagram ignorant. I gotta step my game up. Digital people, pardon me out there, or you digital scholars.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be doing as many videos as possible. I'm gonna take a lot of the information that I did on the first season of the Joy Juice Broadcast Network. I'm gonna clip them into 1 minute inspirational messages, put them on Instagram, and I'll be going back this Sunday. Will be season 2 of the Joy Juice Broadcast Network, where the theme will be A&A.
Dope. And what time on Sundays do you do that?
7 o'clock. You know, I know Power come on, so people might want to check out Power. I gotta make sure I can get me a nice audience. Don't be throwing nobody's flow off on Sunday nights. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know, I appreciate the people out there. So, and I only do it for about 900 seconds. I don't want to be on there long. I just want to give you a quick dose. Take a shot of this. Have some. Get your mug, get your cup, and just have some right quick.
All right, so we'll definitely link that in the description. So people, if they want to check that out on Sundays or check out your past episodes, they can check that out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, earlier you mentioned this thing about 4 E's.
4 E's.
What exactly is that?
So my brother and I was putting some things together about how could you get people to increase their self-value and their self-worth.
Right.
So I thought about it. I said, you know what? I came up with this thing called a 4E cycle. Well, I said these 4 E's, I believe, will lead you to a more joyful spirit, but more importantly, increase your self-value and your self-worth, which means you'll feel better about yourself and you will achieve more. The first E would be expectation. Okay. You have to have high expectations, right? A lot of students I came across, I've had the experience of teaching, they had low expectations or no expectations, unfortunately. A lot of them expected death before they expected success. So I was in a workshop one day and the man was like, high expectations are keys to everything. And I was like, I'm going to adopt that. I'm going to apply that to my educational, my teaching strategy. And so first thing I have the students do, first homework is, give me 5 things you expect out of yourself. So now, expectations are like the finish lines of races. They give you perspective and purpose. Now you see where you need to get to, and you start to build up that passion to get there. The next E is effort.
Okay.
Effort is probably one of the most overlooked, underappreciated aspects of life there is. People could be bigger than you, stronger than you, faster than you, smarter than you. They still don't have to outwork you. A lot of students I had experience, they just give the bare minimum. They even have the phrase, that's too much work. It's never too much work to live out your dream.
Yeah. That's huge right there. Because my saying is always like, you might be smarter than me, you might be better than me or something, but nobody's gonna outwork me. Nobody. It's impossible to outwork me. Impossible.
What you put in is what you get out.
Agree.
30% effort rarely produces a 90% result.
Jeez.
So you have to be what I call a bull.
Yeah.
Not like the Taurus symbol or you know what they run from in Spain with the horns. I mean like ABLE, able, a can-do person, dependable, reliable, accountable, honorable, respectable, capable. You gotta put that work in if you're gonna cross that finish line to meet that expectation.
Yeah.
The third E is empowerment. You gotta encourage your effort. As I was saying earlier, you have to keep yourself up. Choose to win. Right? Who's right? The person who think they could do it, or the person who think they can't?
Yeah.
Who's right?
Person can.
They both
Both,
right.
yeah.
Oh, you're right. If you think you can, you can. If you
Both
think you
right.
can't, you can't. You're right.
Choose to be a winner. Choose to work hard. Empower yourself so you could boost your effort, so you could meet your expectations. And then after you cross that finish line, the last E is enhance yourself. Too many times people get comfortable. They get complacent. A lot of students say to me, Mr. Ross, I got 100, I'm good, right? Negative. Expand. Share your strategy with somebody. Look at it from a different perspective. Just take on the opposite end. Push your thinking. I got a 65, I passed. Let's take it to a 70.
Yeah.
Any improvement is
go.
good improvement.
There you go.
So you got to keep growing. You got to keep developing. Whatever's not growing is dying. You have to keep going, as the great Les Brown say. Every day, you got to push yourself. Every day, you got to keep developing. It's hard. But every day, you got to keep growing, keep developing. And once you enhance yourself, then you go back and you look at what you did good, what you didn't do good, what you need to put in, what you need to take out. You start the cycle over again. Every goal is a new race. Draw your line, get your expectation. This is where I got to get to. Put your effort in to meet the expectation. Empower yourself so your effort is up to cross that line to meet that expectation. And then enhance yourself. Look it over. See what you got to do and keep repeating it over and over again. Over and over again. I can assure you what Denzel said in the movie, I stand by that. It will increase your self-value and your self-worth. You will feel better about yourself and you will achieve more. You will accomplish more. You will attain levels that you probably never thought you could attain before because you're going to be following, as you said before, it's nothing new. Law of attraction, 48 laws of power. They really all talking the same thing.
Same thing.
My wife sent me a
voices.
Steve Harvey clip where he's talking. And he says the same thing you just said, brother. You know, it's not
just
different.
Proverbs.
He said it's just Proverbs.
Yeah.
And it's nothing new under the sun. It's just I'm saying it.
Different experience.
That's it.
You
It's
can
my
you might be
story.
able to
Your
relate to
story.
somebody that I can't relate to.
Yeah,
And
claim your
that-
story.
as long as we get that message across, that and uplift somebody, that what matters.
And that one person, not for everybody, for some. Look what y'all doing. You could have easily been like, nah, man, everybody doing this. I'm not. Nah. You did it.
Right.
You put yourself out there. Here's another bull. Be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Be vulnerable. Because if you don't put yourself out there, you are never going to know where you could have got. Never. So all that hesitancy, all that complacency, all that self-doubt, all that is negative. So I said the joy juice is a spirit, but it's a positive spirit. There is no I can't. The new coming into, and sorry for catching my words like that, but
No.
the new season 2 Joy Juice Broadcast Network is the AA mentality. It's the 4E cycle to the AA mentality. Be ambitious and aspire. Take it higher. Go for it. Treat your life like it's a car. Shift your gear into drive and go forward.
I like that.
Get your dreams in line. Get your dreams in line.
I'm here thinking right on.
Yeah, I see you waiting for it. Go forward.
I hear you.
Get your dreams in line.
I
Put
love
your
it.
mind in your grind and go towards it.
I love it.
All the people on the side are distractions and disturbances.
It's a fact.
So if your life is a car and you drive and they waving, the pretty girl, your homeboy, ignore it.
Keep it pushing.
Drive. Get out of there.
That's that tunnel vision.
And when the negativity come around, put your metal to your life pedal and floor it. Get that vroom vroom in your blood. That vroom vroom in your spirit. Get away from them because it's toxicity. It's going to drag you.
I
It's
believe
going to
it.
bring you down.
I believe it.
So it's the be ambitious and aspire. That's what's going to be the main theme of the second Joy Juice Broadcast Network. Again, just now from the first theme was more internal. Now it's external.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check. Definitely. I'm looking forward. I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, we're gonna put it in the show notes.
So what are some of your long-term goals then?
Turn this into a brand.
Okay.
Turn this into a youthful empowerment brand. All the things that I'm talking about are things that I didn't do, ironically.
Yeah.
I'm a coach as well. I coach 3 sports.
Okay,
Cross
nice.
country, girls softball, and JV basketball.
Nice.
You don't shoot that ball, you coming out, man. Because that open shot is the shot that's supposed to be taken.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take it. Maybe I wouldn't be sitting here. But it's okay, I'm here.
Yeah.
So work with your teammates. Don't get down. Don't get upset. Everything that don't talk too much.
Yeah.
Let the coach do the talking. Don't be a Mr. Ross. You know. So I understand I have flaws, and I want the children to know. Look, I'm just an advocate for you. All right. I want to be one of the people, as I said, growing up, I had fortune.
Right.
Yeah.
I had determination. I had sports. I had education. Mr. Alpo, my coaches, they all were the people who used drugs, the people who sold drugs. They didn't have to tell me that. Mr. Alpo didn't have to put me in soccer. You understand what I'm saying? He did. He's a Jewish man. I'm a young black kid. You don't have to care about what I'm doing. You see me, yo, you playing soccer now. Somebody put you there.
Yeah.
To put me there.
Yeah.
And now I'm here. The best exercise, as I read in a book, John Mason, he said, I'm a passionate giver. As I said, embrace your calling, I'm a passionate giver. He says, don't give until it hurts. Give until it feels good. All right? You can actually give away and be richer.
Yes. 100%.
I promise. LeBron James School, I'm sure you're familiar with that.
Of course, yeah.
It's huge.
Giving.
Huge.
Embrace your calling out there, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody telling you good at writing, embrace it. You might be an author. You might be a rapper. You might write other people's raps for millions.
Yeah.
They like, yo, you a good speaker. Be a public speaker. Run for politics or something. Be a teacher. Embrace your calling.
Yeah, so what has excelled me, I feel like, is what you just said, is listening to older people that's been through already. Listening to, like, the people 5 years older than me, 10 years older than me, 20, 30 years older than me, who are saying, yo, if I was your age, I would have did it this way. Or do this or do that, because I know they have experience. But the problem is that we're having that I feel like you're bridging right now is the older generation doesn't really know how to connect or even get the eyes of the younger generation. So by coming and learning in social media, I speak to so many people and I'm so inspired getting in so circles, but if I wasn't in front of them, I would never hear it. And I feel like that's a big problem right now. It's hard to connect or bridge that gap. It's because the young people right now on social media all day. You're just getting into social media. You don't really have social media. So who's going to hear your voice? The power about social media is I can post one thing. Even with this podcast, we have listeners all over the world, literally all over the world. And it's such a better way to get your message, especially when you have a great message, a positive message to get out there. So yeah, definitely social media. We definitely got to attack you and get you up there because you have a good message and we got to get you out there. So.
I really appreciate your time,
man. Thank you, man. Y'all keep rising to the top.
Appreciate your time.
No, I appreciate it. I always want to ask them a book. I'm really big on books. Like what book do you have to recommend? Like if you have one book or two books that you would say everybody needs to read this book.
Top book.
Well, the one I told you that had the biggest inspiration, The No Complaining Rule.
Okay.
It's a short book. It's not long at all, about 100 pages, but I can assure you it'll change your life.
Okay.
Because there's too many complainers out there.
Yeah.
Too many. And what are you complaining for? You can see, you can hear, you can walk, you can talk. That blind man will love to see this nonsense.
Of course.
That deaf man will love to hear all this garbage that people say is garbage. And you complaining? You think the paraplegic will let it hit his foot and say, ouch?
Yeah.
And you complaining?
By John Gordon, right? The book?
That's his name, John Gordon? Yeah, the No Complaining Rule. Absolutely. He also wrote the same author of Get on the Positive Bus.
Okay.
You know, all about that positive mentality. The No Complaining Rule. There's another book if you want to know, The 4 Agreements.
I heard that.
The 4 Agreements.
That's a powerful book.
I'll leave with one more. Who Moved My Cheese?
I just read that book last week.
Who Moved My Cheese?
I just read that book last week.
I heard that's a powerful book too.
Yeah.
And
Another short book. Yeah,
and they all short, right?
Yeah,
I don't want to hold you up. You know, in this expand, people attention span is not long.
You have to get in there.
Hit them and you know, and hopefully they get it, and then if they do have it, you got to keep feeding them.
Exactly.
So you know, I'm on an uphill battle. People, to just sum it up, has said to me, "Where you been?"
Yeah.
You can't just be on the network like that, having people looking forward. You come back and you don't come back. I'm like, y'all was looking forward to me coming back.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
I was like, okay, all right, you know,
you hitting them.
okay, all right.
Yeah, you hitting them.
So again, man, thank y'all so much, man. Young people out here representing.
No,
Hold on.
thank
Before we get off, right?
Alright.
We started doing this thing where before the episode's over, we'll give a quote.
Okay.
Normally I would do it, but since you're here, let's say if you could do it. Can you do that for us? Can you give us one quote?
Let's wrap it up and plug everything, and then let's do it. Let's end
All right,
out
so
with
wrap
it.
it up.
Yeah. So like I said, thank you again for coming out. So if you're listening, what's your social media? Plug your social media. Where can people find
Teacher
you?
Ross on the Instagram, Warren Ross on the Facebook. Catch me at 7:00 Saturdays. Catch my Instagram, Teacher Ross, and that's my social media.
Okay, we appreciate you guys. And you can always follow me at Way Too Irrational. You can follow Hansome at HansomeKelly_, and you can follow us on IG at What Are We Doing PC. And you can email us at whatarewedoingpc@gmail.com as well. So thank you for listening, everybody. Enjoy your week. This was a very, very, very good, a great episode. Like, it got me inspired. I'm ready to go out there and kill it. I'm woken up and everything like that. So thank you. If you have any more guests that we want to get on, just let us know. Shoot us an email. Hit us up on our DMs. If you have anybody, any topics that you want us to talk about, if you want to email us, hit us up, and we'll make that happen. Everything that we talked about, we're going to try to put in the show notes, and we appreciate everybody's time. And yeah, definitely leave us out with that quote.
So a quote I'm going to leave you with is, winners make it happen, losers let it happen, because winners do what the losers won't.
That's a gem right there. We appreciate it. Take care, everyone.
All right, gentlemen.